snow day down in Carson City. This week, if you've been following the news, reading the papers, watching TV, any of the local Nevada media, the gun issue, the private party background check issue, kind of sucked all the air out of the room. So that was a big, or I should say, legislative process. That was the big bill that was passed this week. Looks like passed out of the Senate, should have passed out of the Assembly by about this time of our recording right now. Likely go to the governor's desk next week and be signed into law. So that is kind of the big issue. But let's talk about the issues that are important to you, that are going to impact your business. Well, real quick before we get to that, last session there were a lot of bills that passed the legislature that would have impacted your business that were vetoed by Governor Sandoval. This week, the Senate also decided they were not going to be overriding any of those vetoes from former Governor Brian Sandoval. So that means minimum wage, the prepaid sick leave, a lot of those measures that passed out, they have to start again. So that's something we're definitely going to be watching. And to that end, we do have Assembly Bill 90, that is paid sick leave bill. We understand there's going to be another one coming out of the Senate. It is probably a little more likely to have legs and to pass. So we're going to be watching for that. Another bill that was introduced this week, we're going to be talking to the sponsors, talking to the proponents of this bill, was AB 32. AB 32 makes it illegal for a business to deny a prospective employee employment if they don't pass a drug test and they. So it does have a provision. It says, notwithstanding other areas of law, we all know for our truckers that are under federal law, DOT certified drivers, you can't have weed in your system, at any time. That's one of the substances. So sponsors, proponents of that bill. We had a good bill that was moving through the process this week. That Senate Bill 71 deals with electronic credentialing, especially for IFTA and IRP, not having to have all of your credentials. Your drivers have those credentials in the truck. Being able to have it on electronic device like your phone, show a law enforcement officer there. So it's good. I got to tell you, DMV work with, they are very cutting edge. They want to do things that are easy, embrace technology, very forward thinking. So that's something that we absolutely support and are going to be working to make sure that moves through the process. Other bills that are out there that are going to have an impact on the trucking industry or potential impact. There's two fuel tax bills, exact same bill, rural fuel tax. That would put a 5 cent a gallon diesel fuel tax in rural areas. We do have a provision in that would put a portion of that money to truck parking. So that local tax, a portion of that would go to NDOT, be used for truck parking. That's something we have an issue all over the state. So to have some revenue going to that would absolutely be a good thing. Other bills that we're watching that have a potential impact on trucking, electric vehicles. We know that we don't have any, electric trucks running right now, in commercial purposes. They're in the testing phase. There is a bill, sorry, that's the alarm, folks, for, that means somebody's delivering the mail or downstairs or something. No worries. Puts a 10% surcharge on electric vehicles. So it's really forward thinking. Right now, electric vehicles, of course, they're not paying fuel taxes, so they're not paying for the maintenance and upkeep of the road. He wants to solve that. That's something we want to fix too. So had a meeting with the folks from Tesla this week. We'll be working with Senator Settlemyre and all the other folks that are talking about the best way to make sure that whatever is propelling that vehicle across our roadways, that they are paying their fair share. just like we in the trucking industry like to do and already do. So one of the other bills that we are looking at is besides the fuel tax, electronic vehicles, workers' comp. We know workers' comp, big issue. That is AB 148. Big, that's a lot of big changes to the workers' comp system. A lot of them not very favorable to the employer at this point. There's a lot of support for this bill coming out of the assembly. So once again, we'll be working with the proponents, seeing if there's some changes that we can make. The reality is, folks, there is going to be some changes in a lot of these systems that we've gotten used to over the years, and that's just the political reality. I do think we have some allies, in the administration that we can talk to, definitely in both houses. So we're going to see if we can try to get this so it's a little more balanced. We know that there is definitely going to be some give back this legislative session, but we're just looking for balance, and we're looking at those things that aren't going to be a big detriment on you. The nice thing about bills like this is it's an all hands on deck. So it's not just the trucking association that's out there, it's construction, it's retail, it's the chambers. So we do work, it's the casinos, we do work with a lot of those folks, kind of all hands on deck, and we will be reaching out to you if you have concerns. If you have questions about any of these, please reach out to me. You can send me an email, pj@nevadatrucking.com. Reach out to me or Jaron. So we're down there. Answer any questions that you have. Also this week, this is actually kind of the fun stuff that we get to do. Of course, now there we go. My computer doesn't always like to work. American Transportation Research Institute, ATRI, released its top 10 bottlenecks study, and the nice thing about that, we're not in the top 10. We don't have any roads in Nevada that are in the top 10. We do have one that is in the top 50, and that is Las Vegas at the I-15 and the 515. And of course, we all know Project Neon is going on down there. So hopefully next year, we're not going to see that come out. But if you want to take a look at this study, if you want to see where those top bottlenecks are in the country, top one right now is Fort Lee, New Jersey. I think it's the first time in like 4 years Atlanta hasn't been number one on the list. So maybe they're making progress there. Maybe New Jersey's just getting worse. But you can take a look at that. But this is kind of fun. If you go on there, it says, the peak speed went down 5.5% from last year to this current year. So they take a look at this every year. ATRI is a fantastic organization to go and take a look at their data. I mean, they are really one of the gold standards. Another fun thing, another fun little tool that we have that I have been really enamored with is a program called Sonar. Actually, yesterday I got to do a presentation before the Assembly Growth and Infrastructure Committee, talk about our industry, use the data from ATRI, use Wave Sonar, and this is about detention time. And it's really kind of interesting to see, where trucks are detained. You'll look at this, it shows you Fresno, California is the number one place. Now, hey, this isn't everybody. This is, kind of a small sliver of, well, not a small, it's a sliver of the industry. Your truckload folks. Fresno, California, as of yesterday, the average wait time, 5.5 hours. That's criminal, 5.5 hours. All the way down here, right down there, that little box, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, you only have to wait 45 minutes to be loaded or unloaded. So that's a good thing. So how do we fare in the Silver State? Reno's a little lower than average. Vegas is lower than Reno. So the average wait time, this is as of yesterday in the United States for detention time, 146 minutes, which is still a lot. That was the average in the U.S. Reno, 142 minutes. Las Vegas, 132 minutes. So this is brand new data. We are going to be looking at this and figuring out, hey, why do some markets have greater detention time than others? You know, kind of just really trying to get that data to tell a story. But if you want to take a look at that, please go. You know, I'm going to tell everybody, you know, go take a look at the ATRI website, truckingresearch.org. Take a look at that bottleneck study. You can't look at this stuff on FreightWaves, on their detention time, but if you have questions, feel free, once again, reach out to me, call me. We're going to be doing this at least once a week, or as is necessary. This legislative session, it may be necessary quite a lot. We will let you know, but we are down there. This is one of those rare days when we are not, but we do have our folks down there, have you know, part of our team down there watching everything for us. If you have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. If you have any questions, once again, my email, pje@nevadatrucking.com, and call the office, 775-673-6111. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate your membership. Everybody have a safe President's Day weekend. Thank you for your time. Godspeed.